Hi everyone, today's video is going to be the third project planning video in a row, which may be too much for some people. Maybe you're about it, hopefully it's okay. It's just what kind of sort of happened today, because I am going to be updating you on a project that I started a while ago, a few months I think. I don't really remember, but it's time to update, and it's going to be my full collection rolling project 10 pan roulette. So I have an Excel spreadsheet of every single makeup item I own. And the goal of this project is to fully use up items. Not hit pan, not use up half, completely gone. And I told y'all that once I actually used up some items, I would update you. Because as you'll see today, not all of these items have gotten a ton of use just because I've been panning other things as well. But I have an empty, and what I decided to do is it's going to be a rolling project pan, but once I've finished up 10 items, and you'll see down below, I'll have like an items finished, and it'll be that one. Once I have 10 of those, I'm going to quit this whole project and then just start again, just so it doesn't get too monotonous. And some things I'll show you, like I have a pigment in here. Some things might be really, really hard to use up and just kind of last forever. So that'll kind of keep this project lively and keep it alive with that and doing a rolling. I'm hoping I can keep, you know, some energy behind it. So the project I'm deciding that I've used up, that technically isn't a use up, it's actually a declutter. And if this is your first video of mine, you don't know this, but I don't declutter items. Very, very, very rarely. If they've gone bad or they break me out, that's it. I can dislike something and I keep it and I use it. And that's, for me, I know people have different opinions about that. For me, that's how I feel like I've gotten my money's worth, and I would much rather do that than just declutter things. Other people have a different opinion, and I'm down for that. You do you. This is just mine. But this I have to get rid of, and it is the Sephora Nano Eyeliner in Emerald, and I was going to try to use it, and I've sharpened it a few times, but it just doesn't show up. Like, if you go really hard, ow. You can see that, but I tried it on my eyes and I just can't get any pigmentation without like poking my eyeballs out, and I only have 2 eyeballs and I would like to keep them and not lose them for this eyeliner, so I am trashing this. So today we'll be adding a new item. I've got random.org pulled up, but let's go over the progress of the other ones first. Does that sound good? That's what we're gonna do. This is the only item in this project that I don't have on my face today, but I have used this once, maybe twice. And it is the Geek Chic Cosmetics Pigment from the Awesome Mix collection, as you can see right there, which is their collection of Guardians of the Galaxy. That's what it's called. Sorry. And this is the shade Ain't Nothing Like Me, which is for Rocket. I'm just trying to push it down. And it is a coppery shade. Now, I have a copper eyeshadow in this palette, in this project, and I have one in another one. That is kind of the negative. It's really pretty. It's darker than you might think, but I have used it. There it is. It's gorgeous. That is kind of the negative of doing it this way, is that you could literally end up with 10 copper shadows. But that's why I don't update y'all all the time. This, I didn't mark it because you can't really see anything. So I've used it once or twice. It's still pretty much brand new. That one will take a long time. The next shade I used today, and it is the Urban Decay Smoked Palette. I haven't gotten a ton of use out of this, but I do feel like this will be one that I will be able to finish up. It's the shade Freestyle, which is this shade right here. If you keep up with my other project pans, you might know I am panning this shade. I'm trying to hit pan on it for my Superior Summer, but we're focusing on Freestyle today. I use this today as a transition shade. Sorry. I use this today as a transition shade, and it's gorgeous. I'll do a little swatch. It's really great for my skin tone. There it is. But you can see I haven't gotten the most use out of it because I'm panning a bronzer, and that's what I've been using as I would use this product. But I'm almost finished with that bronzer, and then I'll probably be using this. So yeah, not the most progress on this guy. Again, that might be kind of a theme, and I'm sorry if that's boring, but that's why I only update you when I use something up. So that's my third product in this project. Next we have the blush, and this one I've made some good progress. This is the Paula's Choice Blush It On Contour Kit, and I pulled the shade Soft Mauve. Now this is brand new when I put it in. I very recently got this from one of my subscribers, Erica, and you can see it doesn't have like a dent, I wouldn't say, but it's definitely been used a bunch. I've used it pretty much every single day. It is the blush I have on today. I probably have a little bit too much on. There it is. It's super pigmented, so I feel like I've been rocking some clown cheeks recently. But it's really nice and matte. I recently put this in one of my favorites because I liked it so much. So there you go. I also wanted to mention, I think I'm going to get a food scale because I've used this palette so much since putting it in Project Pans. Like, this was in one of my top 5 least favorite palettes. Or no, it wasn't. But it was in my palettes I regret buying, I think. And it was because it's so dark and it's hard to use. But I've been using it a lot as a companion palette. And it looked brand new when I started this project. And you can see, it's definitely got a lot of use out of it. So I'm really happy with that. I want to, you know, it helps having these projects go, even it helps me use up that entire item, not just necessarily the one I'm focusing on. So this is the 5th item, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it is this other copper shadow. I'm painting the shade South in my Superhero Summer. I'm trying to use that whole up and I'm almost finished. And this is the shade Dog Roses. It's a really pretty copper. It's what's on my lids today. It is lighter than Ain't Nothing Like Me, but it's pretty similar. So there we go. It's really gorgeous. I love this palette. I have done a full dupe video in case you're interested in checking that out. I'll link it below, but this is just an amazing palette, and I can't sing its praises enough. It's found on blog sales a lot. A lot of people don't love it, but I like it a lot. I've almost used up an entire shadow in it. Alright, next, I feel like I'm missing something. Am I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh. No, I'm not. Okay. Next, this one I thought I would use up so much quicker, but I've kind of decided to change the way I'm doing my projects. As you might have noticed, I'm doing a lot more rolling. So it helps me use everything better. I like it. It works for me. It helps my mentality. But this is actually a little lip gloss sample, and I've only used it twice. And it is the Urban Decay Revolution lip gloss in the shade Bittersweet. It is almost, I don't know, I've probably got like 5 or 6 more uses out of it. We can take it out and you can actually see. I mean, it's got some use. I have it on today with a nude, and this way I can use it. I haven't been using it that much because, again, I was focusing on other items, but also because it's just so dark and it's summer. But I think this isn't too bad. So this will probably be the next one I use up if I had to guess. Then we have another eyeshadow. Again, these are all randomly generated, which is scary but also really good because then it makes sure, okay, I'm not just pulling for the same things over and over. I'm literally has an equal chance of choosing anything in my collection. And so I pulled the shade Deep Brown in the Anastasia Maya Mia palette. I have used this, it's today to darken up. I also used it in my eyebrows today. I've used it a few more times besides that, just to deepen up the crease. Whenever I need a dark brown, this is what I go for. And it is really nicely pigmented, as you can see there. It doesn't swatch so great. But it's really nice. But it's not showing a ton of use. So, you know, sometimes that happens. I have the shade Gold Bar on as well today. Because, again, you get use out of this entire palette. But this is the shade I'm working on right now. It does have a little dip. Once I finish up one of my eyebrow pencils in another project, I think I'll be using that in my eyebrows a lot more. Even though this is a little fierce today. It's a little dark. But what are you going to do? This is probably my most frustrating item, if I had to be honest. It's from the Stila Eyes Are the Windows palette, and it's in the shade Emerald. And no, there's no question. This is my most used item. It's this one. Still looks brand new. I've used this at least 20 times. Can't tell that I've used it at all, can you? No. I have it on today as my liner and under my eyes. I really like this shade. Well, I really like it for that. It blends horribly as like in your crease. It doesn't swatch very well either. You can see it's not the best. But I've been using this a ton. But it's just so hard pressed that you're not really seeing any of that use. Maybe the eensy weensiest bit of a dent. So I'm going to keep working on it, but it's frustrating. And then my next 2 items are nail polishes. I have them both on today. They don't have a ton of use. This one actually doesn't have enough products that I can't even make another line. And it's the Sally Hansen Insta Dry. And this one is really a little dark for what I would like to wear right now. It's still at the very top. It's in the shade Rose Run, and I do have it on. It's the pink that I have on, in case you were wondering. So I think that once it gets fall, I'll definitely get a lot more use out of this, but it's still at the top. And the second one I made a new line, but it's like right under the last line. I'm about halfway finished with this, and it's the Pixi nail color in the shade 58 Lime Lustre, and it's the green I have on. It's doing funky things with my lighting, but it's a light green. It is really streaky. It takes about 2 to 3 coats. I definitely think if I focus on this, I could use this up relatively soon, so that's good too. So those are the 9 products I have. I'm sorry if this was a boring update, because a lot of these things, like I said, don't have a ton of use. But let's pull out my 10th item. And again, once I finish up 10 items, I'm gonna end this project, put everything away, and start it over again. Because, like, let's say, I mean, I'm focusing on this. I'm not like giving up on anything. But let's say after 10 uses, after I finish up 10 items, I still haven't made that much progress on this. Well, I feel like I'd get really bogged down. So if I put it away and then draw something else, and you know, the way random numbers generators work, I could pull out the same thing. So I just think that's going to work for me. So I did also want to mention, last time I did this, I was 1 out of 1781. This time I'm 1 to 1864. So I have added some items. Again, I do count each individual pan, so it's not quite as much as it seems, but it's still a lot. But that's okay. So let's generate a number. 222 is what we got. If this item is already in a product, then we'll draw again, but it's not. 222 is the Ofra Cosmetics Banana Highlighting Powder. Yeah. So here we are. This guy, you know, you can use it to highlight your face. I've been using other products for this, but I can switch that. It's got a little bit of use out of it. As you maybe can tell, a slight dent. Again, in case, I think I've already said this, but the goal of this project is to completely use something up. So I want to have this gone. So that will take a little while, because, you know, highlighting powders you don't use all over your face. But that's okay. That's cool. That was a good one to choose, because I don't have something necessarily super similar to that. So I'll highlight it in my thing. So I hope you find this exciting. You'll get another update next time I use something up. Maybe relatively soon if I can use this purple more, or that green. So this is what I'm working on. You can see there is a lot of overlap, but we're making it work. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy project panning, and I'll see y'all real soon. Bye.